So in the background, you can see what most people would call a mess. I call it my think tank. See my kente cloth back there. Got a broken mask because I'm trying to do everything in my power to figure out how to break this cycle of this virus pandemic. And then a face covering to hold my mask in place. Earlier I covered Article 8 and it talked about remedies and tribunals and the fundamental rights that are granted by the Constitution and by law. You need to learn and understand these things. It's important. Once again, my red turban for the flag, my green wrinkled shirt for the five-pointed star, love, peace, freedom, truth, and justice. Right now, our society is wrinkled. Our thoughts are all askewed and distorted. They're not symmetrical, they're asymmetrical, like my turban. And I plan to wear these things like this until our society is able to straighten out our thoughts and get our hearts back connected to one another. So Article 9 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which the Constitution is the contract to uphold these human rights for everybody, that they all take an oath to, the men and the women that put on their uniforms with their guns, badges, and restraining tools. No one shall be subjected to arbitrary arrest, detention, or exile. Let's go to the book. Henry Campbell Black's his law dictionary. This is the 7th edition. 3rd and 4th is the best. So if you can find one of those and you want to donate it to this cause, I'd be more appreciative. Sometimes it can be pretty expensive. Arbitrary, an adjective. First definition, depending on individual discretion, specifically determined by a judge rather than the fixed rules, procedures, or law. I don't know about you, but if I got to deal with any kind of a tribunal, one, I want to be in my proper person, in propria persona, which means I know, and I not only know, but I also honor thy mother and thy father. It's important. So when you hear about people being arrested and then in prison, but they didn't have a trial, I can't explain it any simpler. That's an arbitrary arrest. That's an arbitrary detention. Or if they've been sent back to their national land, their country. Exile, arbitrary exile. We talk about our brothers and sisters coming across the border of Mexico, and then there's these tribunals and their agents, these principals and their agents enact these case laws and statutes and codes and regulations and policies, not law, and how they feel that particular day to determine whether or not they can stay or go. I'm helping us to relate why these universal Declaration of Human Rights are important to learn and know and understand. Right there alone, there is 1, 2, 3 counts that would go into a person's lawsuit if they wanted to sue these tribunals. That's just to scratch the surface. You arbitrarily arrested me, lawsuit. You arbitrarily detained me, lawsuit. You arbitrarily exile me, lawsuit. It also goes back into the right to liberty. Article 3. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of persons. When you have your Article 9 violated, you also got Article 3 violated. Correlations. How do they correspond to one another? Look up Hermetic principles or Hermetic principles. Everybody knows more by Hermetic principles. But look up the laws of correspondence. Look up understand the law of cause and effect. Mentalism. Polarity. Rhythm. Gender. I'm pretty sure I missed one or two. Forgive me for that. But anyway, love y'all.